New Zealand is well known for its stunning and beautiful landscapes, with vast stretches of wild, pristine coastlines. But what is less well known is the incredible world hiding beneath the surface, with a huge array of sea creatures, biodiversity and ocean landscapes to be discovered by keen divers like myself. Follow me along on this epic ocean adventure as I head off on a solo mission to some wild islands far offshore to explore the underwater world. I spend a few days boat camping, catching my own food, freediving and spearfishing, while encountering some truly incredible sights, with huge schools of thousands of fish and more, followed by some tasty seafood cook-ups with my freshly caught catch. Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Ollie here on another epic mission, overnight camp on the boat, just about to hop in, go spearfishing. I'm not gonna end this trip without shooting a big yellowtail kingfish. That is the main goal. I haven't had one for a while, so I'm gonna get in right now and get straight into the action. Stick around, it's gonna be a wicked adventure. I make my first dive down to the lush kelp beds below and spot my first target, a couple of pink mau hanging out in the distance. They're a bit wary and I'm unable to close the gap, so I return for some air and I'm back down hunting once again, slowly warming the lungs up each dive. Big schools of koheru baitfish around, good signs. It's rough and choppy on the surface, but underwater I'm greeted with quite nice visibility and the place is alive. I've swum along this piece of island trying to find the pressure point where the current meets the structure in the right area, and usually this means a congregation of fish, and here it is, as you can see, hundreds of blue mau, two-spot demersal, all the likely suspects, which usually mean you're in the sweet spot. So I spend some time here diving up and down, waiting and hoping for the sight of a large yellowtail kingfish. I'm once again down on the reef edge here, and I'm situated at about 12 to 14 meters, and I'm just sitting there patiently, rattling my gun, making a bit of noise. I'm trying to lure in a curious kingfish from down below in the depths. I decide to swim on a bit further and try some more ledges. This one, a bit deeper now, around 15 meters. Down in the gutter here there's a large poroi, which I thought was a good snapper, not a target species for me. There's a little bit more current here in this spot, so I spend some time. It looks promising, just sitting down here and waiting for the big green-bodied kingfish to roll in. Back down on the deeper reef, I spot a nice trevally sitting out in the middle of the water column by itself. I slowly try to stretch out to close the gap, but as usual with trevally they can be quite smart and I'm unable to close the gap. Now as you can see here, the place is starting to come alive as the current pushes a bit more with the incoming tide, and large school of koheru baitfish here starting to light up yellow on their bodies, which usually means there's a predator nearby. I am in the right spot and I just need to hang around. There must be a predator nearby. This time I sink down even further. I'm around about 15-16 and here comes a kingfish. I stretch out, take the shot, and the shaft has not gone all the way through the fish, looking to have rebounded off the tough, hard gill plate on the other side. So I have to play this fish very lightly. Every time the fish wants to run, I give it some line using my reel on the spear gun, but I'm not making any ground on this fish. These yellowtail kingfish are very, very tough, hard fighting fish. It kicks hard and harder, and it seems to not be losing any strength in this fight, and I think I'm going to be very lucky to land this fish. The fish charges and charges once again, and I'm not making any ground. In fact, I'm losing ground on this fish. I'm starting to get worried here. Even if the shaft does not pull through the fish, I'm going to run the risk of attracting the unwanted attention of bronze whaler sharks, which are prevalent in the area. The kingfish continues to charge into the depths, and it is not looking good. And then my worst fears come true, and the fish does one last final charge and breaks free of the spear. You can hear the frustration. I hate losing fish, and I do not like injuring fish. Not happy. Later inspection of my spear gun, a very blunt tip and older rubbers look to be the cause of the failure. After spearing numerous good sized kingfish on that spear gun, I'm convinced it's cursed after the last outing also having issues, and the spear gun is retired for the day. Grabbing my old trusty 120, my original first ever spear gun, and I'm back down onto the reef for redemption. I am not going to give up. My plan is to shoot a big yellowtail kingfish, and I'm not going home without one. The place is still alive, thousands and thousands of fish congregating. Huge schools of these koheru fish starting to light up yellow. Perhaps there's a presence of a big predator lurking below. It could be a shark, it could be a kingfish. I'm hoping for the latter. So I stay persistent, again and again, diving down onto the reef, situating myself on the pins emerging out from the deep water, which are catching current, immersing myself in the schools of bait and just staying patient. My time will come. My patience is wearing thin. After what seems like an hour to 2 hours, I am not seeing any kingfish, so I decide I need to change up my tactics, deciding to spare one of these bait fish in front of me, the koheru, an excellent eating fish regardless, so worst case scenario, I've got sashimi for dinner. I stretch out and take one of these fat little barrels, and the fish takes off into the depths, wiggling around in my spear. Perfect, exactly what I want, to attract the attention of some kingfish below. I hack up the koheru, chumming into the water column, hoping the smell and the distressed signal the fish caused will bring in some kingfish, and it worked. Here they come. These aren't your regular kingfish, these are huge, fat winter kingfish. I duck dive immediately and stretch out to take the biggest fish I can see in the school. I send the shaft flying right through the middle of this fish behind the pec fin. It's a great shot. Seeing the spear exit the other side, I know I've got a very, very good chance of landing this behemoth of a fish, providing the taxman doesn't show. I look to have nicked the spine on the fish. It is definitely hurt, but a fish of this size is still going to be no easy task to land. I could tell from the girth of the fish as it had neared me before taking the shot, it was a big, big kingfish.
Whoa, big fish! Woo.
Even with an excellent holding shot, I still need to play a fish of this size carefully. As it continues to battle and swim away, trying to dislodge itself from the spear, this back and forth movement can create a large hole, which could cause that spear to rip out. I need to take this slow and carefully, but at the same time, I run the risk of luring in sharks below, so I'm doing my best. Regaining a few meters a line at a time, and then the fish taking a few more meters with it. This battle went on and on for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I started to get the fish near the surface, and I could sense potentially I was going to land this behemoth. You can see the discoloration here of the fish, a sign that I've hit the spine causing nerve damage, and you can see the large tail wag, another sign of a big, big fish. As the fish slowly nears the surface, I am shocked at the size of it. I knew it was big, but I didn't know it was this big. This kingfish is huge. I just about have the fish in my arms, then I notice the spear has wiggled its way through the fish, my worst fear. And I cannot believe it, I'm on the brink of losing this absolute behemoth of a fish. I have to play it extremely careful now. And wait for my moment, I swim down, grab the spear and shove it back through the fish. I can feel it punch through the other side once again, and this time I'm sure I've got the fish in a solid hold and the fish starts to float to the surface. I know the fight's over. So close to losing the fish, but I think I've got the job done. Finally.
Whoa! Holy, wow. Oh, nice kingy. Far out, the horse. Woohoo, that was nuts. Wow. Woo. Love it. Yes, got him. Oh well, guys, got it. Got the kingy finally. Far out. Don't know what happened, but I'm not having good luck with that other gun. It's definitely underpowered. They have been headshots, but they've been ripping out. So yeah, grabbed the other gun, my good old classic twin band 120, my first ever gun, the OG. Got lots of good fish on that. Chummed up that Koheru baitfish, trying to lure them in, and then like didn't even finish chumming it up and the school came in and there were some big fish in there. I didn't waste my time trying to be too picky or anything. I just saw this one was solid as, went and whacked him. I had the fish almost 10 meters on the surface and I'm like, I'm pretty sure the shaft went right through, but I had a look. The fish was still fighting even though it was really hurt, and I thought I'll just give it one last push of the spear just to double check, and it punched through. So I'm not sure if it had wiggled its way halfway back through, because I'm pretty sure it went right the way through. But I'm so stoked, redemption, because I had lost that fish, and last time I was out here I lost a couple of good kings. So look at this, it is a big fish, man. It's gonna be jeez, I don't know, man. There's my fin. I think these are like 900 or something long, I don't know, but it's a big kingy. Look at the belly on this thing, it's just solid. It's going to be prime eating. I just wanted to get it on board, but I'll gut it now, get it in the bag with some ice and whatnot. Boom. Oh, check this out. Must be a is that kingfish bloody spunk? That's nasty. I don't know if this is a female or a male, what's going on, but that's pretty gross. Don't know what the deal is there. Yeah, must be something going on. Write a comment below if you know what the deal is there. Check it all coming out of there. Must be sperm. I don't know. Yuck. Woo! Cheers, brother. Yes, yes, got the dog. The donkey. Woo! Yeah. happy days. Boom. There's a shot right through there. Just nicking the spine. It definitely hurt. Oh wow. Big fish. Woohoo. Epic. Here's a mint little spot just tucked in here. That'll do me. Still quite a bit of wind funneling through here though. Nice and clean in here. Just gonna see if I can tuck through here in this tunnel. Hopefully it doesn't get too shallow. We'll soon find out. How cool is this? Look at. Just trim that motor right up. Beautiful clean water. Pretty sure you can sneak through here. Awesome. Woohoo! How cool is this? Work it. Made it through. Awesome. Some rocks jutting up here. I think we'll try and find some sun, so try and warm up that last sun of the afternoon, because it is the middle of winter here in New Zealand. Not the warmest, not too bad though. That looks pretty nice to me. Let's go in there. Anchor set well, and this looks absolutely epic. Right, I'll get all this sorted, get this slimy wetsuit off. It's pretty gross, and kingfish time. Beautiful. Whew. Feeling better, nice and warm. Cook up time, you know the drill. Got the cob sitting here already. That's going to be main course, and for main course I've got some home cool spare ribs lamb and some nice venison off a fallow deer I shot about a month ago. So that's going to go in the barbie, but first course sashimi, so yeah, let's get into it. Alright, man, he just fills up this whole bag. Like the width, the girth of this fish is just insane. Just going to whack off a top loin there. There we go, beautiful. Skin that. You can always get your finger in it between that top loin and this other piece of the muscle. You can almost separate it more easier so when it's set properly, but there you go. Look at that. I'll just finish it off with a knife. Then you get these pieces and these big pieces. A bit more blood there to remove. There's the spare wound entry. Cut that in half because that's way too fat. Okay, so that's more manageable. So I'm just going to crumb them panko breadcrumb, real simple, real easy. A lot of you still use the egg, flour, some milk, can't remember, mixture, classic crumb. Trust me, try give it a go, just using a bit of mayonnaise for binder, and then the panko breadcrumbs. The mayonnaise helps golden up the crumb, and I just find it less gluggy, more flavour of the fish, not all this extra flour and crap. So give it a go, I'll show you. If you can get some good quality mayonnaise or homemade mayonnaise, even better, without all that shitty canola oil in it. It's just nasty stuff, but it's hard to escape it. It's in everything. I haven't found a good mayonnaise yet. Write a comment if you do. Anyways, I've got the QP Japanese mayo. It's going to go well for the sashimi anyways, and hey, you can't hide from everything. Everything in moderation. Bit of mayonnaise to bind. There we go. Let's get that nice and prepped. Good old panko breadcrumbs. Yum. Set that aside here. May as well do another one. I know I'm going to be hungry. Okay. Alright, we've got our little pan piping hot. Get that really hot. And we're just going to cook it for about a minute on each side. There we go, guys. I've got some better soy sauce. Got annihilated in the comments last week after my bluefin tuna video, but there we go, got some kikkoman. Bit of wasabi mixed in there. Touch of salt, spring onion. Here we go, guys. My favourite way to eat fresh kingy. Super simple, super easy, always tastes good. Actually not done. Bit of QP, always good. Do the slightest drizzle. Just a little bit on top, don't want to overpower the fish too much. That looks good. Oh, look at that. Fresh kingy. Into the soy. Usually like to let my kingfish sit in the fridge for 1 or 2 days. Flesh relaxes and it's a lot more softer. All animals and all fish, let it sit for a couple of days. It always tenderizes and softens up, but hey, this is top notch still. Can't complain. Yum. Right, cob time. Lamb ribs, yum. Okay, let that do its thing. If you're new to my channel and haven't seen me using those cob grills before, they're wicked, really awesome. I'll leave a link down below in the description, and I've got a code now, so hit that link. I'll leave the code there and you get 15% off or something, so pretty good deal, 10 or 15% off your order, so link in the description. Other than that, it's time to get that tent set up. That sun's coming down. That's the good thing about the cob, that'll just do its thing. Smoke away, cook, boom, tent time. And that one's definitely getting eaten as well. That was so tasty. Boom, tent's up, well pretty much, so that aft section just needs to roll down whenever and it's fully enclosed. Yep, I know my tent's cool. Right, the cob's doing its thing while I've got that tent up. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that, already getting a bit of colour to these. They are going to be delicious, smoky goodness. No heat under there, that's why these are so cool. Put them anywhere.
Oh wow, look, here we go. Sun's just peeking down. Probably got about 10 minutes. Magic. Alright, these look done and delicious. Yum. Alright, seats removed, that lug out, and now we have a nice big floor space. Pump the bed up and bedtime. Alright guys, if you don't have one of these EcoFlow yet, you need one if you're into your camping and stuff like this. They are just so awesome. Power station, they just go forever. Insane batteries. Same guy who developed the DJI drone batteries. Really smart dude. So charge all my stuff out here while I'm camping and use it to blow up mattresses and all sorts. So I'll just go in there. Well, that was easy. 2 minutes, pumped up. Living in luxury out here. Big double mattress. Room to spare down the side as well. Plenty of room in the Senator 500. Great boat. I've got my mosquito net this time because last time I got absolutely munched out there. Blanket, pillow, and of course my sleeping bag. So, boom. Ready to chill. Well guys, warm as, cozy, spacious, very spacious, and that's it for today. What a crazy afternoon, man. But yeah, lights out, pretty buggered. Good night. Oh, and I'm not religious, but I'm gonna do a prayer soon to whatever higher power is out there to keep me safe from the mosquitoes, because last time I was out here I got absolutely munched. It was hell. I've got a mosquito head net thing and I've got a full net, so I do have backup, but so far so good. Hopefully haven't jinxed myself. Right, peace, see you tomorrow. Good morning guys, it's early. I've just got up, had a coffee, had a pretty good sleep actually for once. Coffee in me, heart's pumping, not ideal, but it's my ritual, so yeah, into it. Off to Prospect, pumped as. Sun should be up in about half an hour. First light, early bird gets the worm or some cheesy cliche, let's do it.
geared up, guys. First light, sun's just peeking up on the horizon. Pumped. This is my favourite time to be spearfishing. Fish are either half asleep, just milling around like the big snapper and stuff. They come in at night to rest up in the shallows, or they're just in a feeding mode, in my opinion. So it's just a good time, and there's usually no one else out here. Right, stay underwater.
The aim of the morning was to hunt myself a nice snapper. These fish being very difficult to hunt in New Zealand, disappearing at first sight of a human or sound, so you have to be very quiet and very stealth. Lots of fish species around, however the conditions were very surgy, swelly, which made it very difficult hunting for the snapper. I spot a small snapper here just milling in the weed, deciding to let it go, hoping for a bigger specimen. After not much more luck, I decide to smash over a few kinner, sea urchin, hoping to lure a bigger fish in. Plenty of poor ice swimming around, silver drummer, all species which I wasn't quite after. I make a visit back to my kinner burley and creep over the ledge here, hoping to see a nice snapper feasting on the free feed of kinner. Lots of little reef dwelling species milling around, still nothing worth taking. I feed the area a few more broken up kinner and return once again, making my duck dive about 10 meters back from the ledge, very stealthily, swimming down, making minimal noise, and slowly creep up to the kelpie ledge where I can sneak through unsuspecting to hopefully ambush a nice snapper. I make my way slowly to the ledge edge, peering my head over, trying not to use any sudden movements, not to spook a fish, and finally I start to see some snapper. A beautiful fish, midwater here, comes in to investigate, not sure what I am, and I just didn't feel like pulling the trigger. The beauty of spearfishing, and let that fish swim. The fish is quite inquisitive, just hanging around, milling midwater here. It's a nice snapper, but I just decide to let that fish go for a reason I'm unsure, but it was nice to just observe these snapper, not to kill every time. Finally, I choose a target, taking this nice wee snapper at the end to mix up the bag for the week's meals.
Oh guys, back on the boat, nice and warm, and had a wicked morning swim. As you saw, a pretty cool encounter there with quite a few snapper. I was after a bigger one. The challenge, obviously I've got a whole big kingfish, so it wasn't on a meat hunt, so I wasn't just going to take any of those fish. I was really hoping for a big one to come in, but kind of missed my chance. I find with burleys, kinner burleys, you kind of have a peak moment where whatever's on the burley at that time, you're not going to see anything bigger, and I think that's what happened to me. And then there were some nice fish there coming in, and then it all just started to go quieter and quieter. Kept chucking more kinner. No, it didn't happen. So I took a little one at the end just to mix up the fish for the week, but a snapper to add to the kingy. Pretty cold, pretty tired, pretty hardcore kind of 24 hours, so I'm just doing a final cook up. So I'm just going to do a quick little raw fish dish. So we've got some kingy, obviously you can do snapper, whatever fish. Add in a bit of mango. I like a bit of fruit in my raw fish dishes, it's quite nice for sweetness. Lemon, of course, red onion, avocado, bit of spring onion and cucumber. geez, quite a bit here. Get it semi-cooking with some lemon juice. Probably one lemon's going to be about perfect here. Give that a mix in, and that will just start to cook somewhat. Start adding stuff in. There's the bulk ingredients. Bit of salt. Finish with the Kewpie roasted sesame. That is just super easy and super delicious. Alright guys, and there's the final product. Yum, yum, yum. Paired with a few corn chips always goes good. And we'll just get all that goodness in there. There we go. That's the key. Keep those seafood recipes real simple, easy, quick. Man, that's good. Try not to overpower seafood. Well, that's me guys. Got my lunch here, got my coffee, and I'd say that's a wrap for this episode. Hope you enjoyed that adventure. Good escape from everyday life and staying out on the boat overnight, camping. It's just wicked, highly recommend it. Thanks to all the supporters of the channel, everyone that makes these adventures happen, you know who you are. If you are keen on some Primal Pursuit merch, check out the website primalpursuit.co.nz. I've got all these new Spearo hats up among other things. We've still got some of the stainless Spearo mugs, heaps of new stuff on the way, so check that out, primalpursuit.co.nz. Other than that, I'll leave this episode with a bit of a message, and that is to just go and do it. Often I get questions, how do I get into spearfishing, how do I start, and everyone's always making excuses to not do something that they really want to do. Life's too short to have regrets. Go now, go do what you want to do. If you enjoy something, try and do it as much as possible. So if you want to get into spearfishing, go to your local spearfishing shop, get a kit, go to a second-hand shop, get some shitty fins, just borrow some gear, just make it happen, get into the ocean. Yeah, life's short, just go and rip into what you like to do. I love spearfishing, being out on the water, hunting in the hills, all that stuff, so I do it as much as possible. No more excuses, go get that gun license, go buy that spear gun, just get into it and enjoy the great outdoors. Get away from these mobiles, I've said it again. Yep, once again, see you on the next Primal Pursuit adventure. Cheers guys, link to all the gear and stuff down below in the description, the boat, sinisterboats.com, all that stuff, so that's it. Cheers.